Welcome to Sternly Speaking. I'm Brooke.
I'm Steph.
And this is a real estate podcast. We are in our second season of real estate myth busting, and Steph's going to tell us about our myth for this episode.
Yeah. So first off, really good response from our last myth that we were busting, which is, should I wait until summer to sell my home? So today we are going to bust the myth that you can save money by using the listing agent to represent you as the buyer.
Let's get into it. So I have some questions prepared. I'm just going to read them all, and then you can just run through it. Why is it important to have your own agent? What problems might you run into when dealing with a limited agent? So that's what they're called, right?
Yes.
Great. So the listing agent of the house that you're wanting to sell, to buy. And then also, why doesn't it save you money to use the listing agent?
Okay, so let's first talk about limited agents, limited agency. So that is when you have the same agent that's representing both the buyer and the seller. That agent becomes a limited agent. The reason why we call it a limited agent is because that agent can now no longer give 100% of their fiduciary duties to one party, right? They can't be 100% confidential on both parties, can't be 100% loyal to both parties, etc. And so they now have to limit their fiduciary duties. So both parties actually have to sign to say they're willing to accept to allow the listing agent to become a limited agent and represent both sides, because each party will give up a portion of those fiduciary duties. And so what you can run into is if you feel like that agent is not being fair or being neutral in the middle and maybe pushing one side over the other side. In that situation, you can very much feel like maybe somebody isn't 100% on your side, because they're not. They can't be. Right? They have to be more of a neutral party. Now, representing yourself, let's say you don't go with a limited agent, representing yourself. I always use the analogy, if you were going to court and the opposing party was being represented by an attorney, and you are representing yourself and you don't deal with law every single day, do you think that that is going to put you on an equal playing field? Do you think you're going to be equal with that attorney and know exactly the questions to ask and the procedures to go through and the terms and, the forms and everything to use? So representing yourself, you are at a big disadvantage. And can cost yourself a lot of money. So now you say, hey, I want to use the listing agent because actually it's going to save me money because now the seller doesn't have to pay for representation on my side. So our agreements have been updated now on commission, that there is a section in our exclusive right to sell agreement that states that if there is an unrepresented buyer that comes to the table, we can charge an additional commission amount. And so we can charge our commission that we negotiate with the seller. I will charge for an unrepresented buyer. I will charge 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever they want to put in there. So it actually, number one, might not save the buyer money to be unrepresented, because that could be previously negotiated with the seller, that if an unrepresented buyer comes, we get our commission already negotiated plus an additional commission. Now, why would we put in additional commission for an unrepresented buyer? Well, it actually causes us a lot more work. We have to go open up the home, because there's no way an unrepresented buyer can go through a home by themselves. They can't even get into our lockboxes. We have to be there for inspections and everything. So one, we have time just to go over there. And then two, we have to make sure paperwork is done correctly on both sides. So for instance, I have a listing that is coming up that one of the neighbors wrote an offer on. She wrote her offer on a piece of white paper, cursive, with no terms and conditions.
Also, was it in pencil?
It was in pen.
Okay.
There was no signature. Pencil. There were no terms. It just said, this is what we'll offer you, but there's nothing that would be substantial. I mean, this would set both parties up for a lawsuit, 100%. And she wanted my clients to just go to the title company, turn this handwritten document in, and have title switch hands. I had to go back, have conversations with her, help get her the correct forms. Then she filled out the forms incorrectly. because I can't tell her how to fill them out because I'm not representing her. It actually costs the buyer more money, and it's not really saving them a lot. But there's just a lot that buyers don't know what they're doing. And so they go into this thinking that they can do this. And in the end, they're going to cost themselves money because I'm going to be better at negotiating this than you are. I do it every single day. You don't. Right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I was having a conversation with my friend about this where she was like, so do you think that I should go with a real estate agent? And I was like, do you know anything about real estate contracts? And I had to explain that real estate agents are not just opening up doors and scheduling photos. Like, they are looking through the contracts. Like, they are making sure that they're filled out correctly and definitely keeping their clients from lawsuits and from losing a ton of money from this. And so I think that maybe this lies in just a misunderstanding of how much goes into a real estate contract.
Yeah. So myth-wise, I mean, I kind of got a little off topic and stayed on topic at the same time.
A little bit of a rant.
Yeah, a little bit of a rant. But myth-wise, it was, can they save money? Can a buyer save money on using the same agent? And the answer is no. It's not going to save you money because, number one, you don't know what that listing agent has already pre-negotiated with the seller. And more than likely, you're still going to have to offer what somebody else would because the commission's already there.
Yeah.
It's already pre-negotiated now.
Definitely.
So,
very cool.
There you go.
Sweet.
Don't do it on your own. Know that commissions have been pre-negotiated and you will be giving up a lot by not having your own representation.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Cheers. Hope you have a good day.